Yeah, I know it's too many Captain Marvels and Marvel. Yeah, don't you love the different outfits over the years? Evolution, right? Mr. Lawson was a member of the Kree, an alien race that looks humanoid because it looks like humans, but they're really aliens. It was a warrior type race, might I add. Thanks to hard work and dedication, they forged an empire across the entire galaxy. Thanks to them being from another planet from Earth, the gravity is far stronger in the Kree galaxy than it is on Earth. Physical power will be a lot greater. His sheer freedom of movement and sheer physical power will be many times greater than any ordinary Earthling here on this light gravity world. Kree are usually blue, but he was a part of a rare breed that had skin similar to earthly type human. This Kree race was all about evolving. They realized that the normal blue Kree had reached like a dead end, so that's when they looked to Earth and stuff of that such. Treat yourself to more information about Captain Mar-Vell here to really get an understanding of how he works, abilities and accessories. Like I already said, he's supposedly a different type of Kree, which is the same color as Caucasian Earth humans, which is the result of interbreeding of many of the original blue Kree with humanoids of other worlds, which now far outnumbers the blue Kree. There was a point in time where a photon ray bombardment altered Captain Marvel's atomic structure, caused his body to convert the sunlight into superpowered energy. However, come nightfall, the absence of direct sunlight, he loses about half of his powers. He was kind of like Superman for a little while. Don't judge him. But how strong is he? He's one of those characters that went through many evolutions over the years. Right here, for example, he was a Kree soldier that did sciencey type stuff, carries smoke grenades, and has a suit that gives him enhanced durability and such. But this him, for example, where he got powered by Zoe, in this particular occasion, he just happened to be in very deep space. Before this, he didn't actually have superpowers, but now he officially has like legit superpowers. Just gotta serve him forever though, that's the price. I'll get back to this in 2 seconds. Marvel has a lot of powerful artifacts. Captain Marvel at one point had got these things known as the Nega-Bands. In this occasion, he was trapped in a negative zone. In narrative, he's getting stronger as time goes by, like how he's free from the negative zone here. During Thanos' adventures, he ends up getting more evolutions. They even stated here the most cosmic superhero of all. He actually decided to be the protector of the universe. He is zapped into another realm in this occasion. Or what can say eon. Then later on, he got another upgrade to where he'd be stronger than ever. It's even stated he's even more powerful than before. I'm going to repeat the same stuff in a little bit throughout the video when I talk about his strength though. His muscles are quick and strong as his thought. Way more power. So at his beginning stages, he was always stronger than a normal human thanks to the gravity, but then he got powered up by this being known as Zoe. And then he got some Nega-Bands, changed his life around to be the protector of the universe, then got in contact with this being known as Eon, so he could get powered up more than ever before. But I'm gonna get to that stuff in a second. How strong is he? He was smart enough before getting super crazy overpowered. He was already stronger than normal, but he had tech that could blast power type stuff. Like this wrist-mounted unibeam. Can even reconstruct with it. It can even overpower giant robots' lasers when doing a beam struggle type thing. Creates blinding light or straight up fields of darkness. Electric pulses from the wrist, which can come in handy. You see his guns that he used against Iron Man are pretty good to damage him like that. Strength-wise, back in these days, nothing too crazy, can still pop some beings' necks. When he was in these bruised bonds, he's strong enough to break out of it. Your neck is no more because I said so. Metal beams this big, he can still lift up and swing around. He's actually a being that has ridiculously good fighting on top of his strength. The fighting speed to literally dodge bullets, this is something common in Marvel. Same with avoiding blasters. Same with avoiding a lot of missiles. Yeah, bro, you're not hitting him with no bullet. He's not afraid of dodging, then jumping to some guns, and he has marksmanship with that, even if they're big guns. His body or armor on top of everything put together was able to withstand a direct missile. In a battlefield, gets hit multiple times by an electric whip. Pain tolerance, grabs the same being by the whip to counter him that way. This is what I would actually like to call his weakest days. He wasn't like no super mega powerhouse level Captain Marvel Planet Buster level being quite yet, I would say here, but was still stronger than an ordinary human by a lot. But his intellect and inventions and cannons, battle strategy, battle IQ, helped him be able to battle things that was probably stronger than him by a lot and get the W. Like in this occasion, for example, he literally fought a Super Scroll panel for panel, which is quite impressive, especially in his weakest days. This feat is ridiculously good for him to be fighting Namor this long, underwater, might I add. And he's not even like nowhere near his prime levels of power out. They even go to the on top of the water. It's pretty insane. Wouldn't necessarily say it was a winner or a loser though. But when it comes to his evolution, we're getting past this now. We're getting to when he was Zoe powered up. So we're starting to get into the strength stuff. When he was in deep space, legit to getting superpowers from Zoe, like I said earlier, and it gets superhuman feats way better than normal. Oh, no big deal. Just at a price you just have to serve him forever. No biggie. Gets extra perks like teleporting a large distance. Yeah, to Earth. They even go as far as saying the speed defying the laws of man, the Kree officer hurdles through space. Within a microsecond, he teleports like ridiculous distances. So he technically has speed via teleportation, I guess. Being able to make illusions from light years away is epic. And distract folks. Heck, he can even make illusion walls. He could dodge bullets before this power up. Of course he can dodge bullets now. He got powered up. And when you think you got him beat just because you land a blast on him, he literally can fake being stunned. But now we're getting into the power where he had them Nega-Bands. We're getting into the powerhouse type stuff now. I would say it's fair to say, no matter if you're a human, ant, or anything, something small, a kid or a toddler, if you put these Nega-Bands on, you're going to be strong as crap. You can just tell his power, like being able to break these scroll handcuffs. Physical strength can collapse an entire cavern with a single blow. He's at the point where he actually has to be careful of not putting too much energy in each point. Steel doors, he can use finger holds to rip it open like that. And super strength when it comes to these metal rods, he can destroy and wreck them with his super strength. Stops falling elevators, holds apart closing walls. I said moving cars stop moving. Beings that are easily planet buster type characters, he can stagger with his punching power or just skill in general. Takes multiple blows from Namor on this occasion and was able to keep on moving afterwards. Just because you use a Uni-Blaster against me, that is not going to cut it. Of course, he has fighting speed, like being able to easily dodge bullets, obviously. Quicksilver literally blitzing him, he can react to blitzes. Normal humans don't even try. Of course, he's gotten in battles with Super Skrull, punched them here, and dodging their attacks here. Just battling them in strength in general, Super Skrull. You got more cases of him battling characters like Namor, using his flight speed to kind of harm Namor. Not only that, implied to suplex him too. Hulk has reacted to massively fast and light people forever in Mar-Vell, and he's said he's too fast for Hulk technically. He can use his flight speed in the middle of combat to get the upper hand, to blitz from behind here. Thanks to him at one point having powers similar to Superman, because I talked about this earlier in the vid, he loses half his powers at nightfall without being direct into sunlight. Doggone it, Captain Mar-Vell, you can't be affording to lose half your power. If you had your doubts, I mean, why would they have him fighting characters like The Thing? Someone that's a consistent, decent, at least medium heavyweight tier being. One could say calm or slightly angered Hulk level being, you know, one of the most underrated characters of all time, in my opinion. The Thing is. The Thing, I would say, still has the strength advantage. The gap between these two isn't so astronomical to where, yeah, he's just a flea in comparison. No, he still can hang in there, even though he might have the advantage. It's not like a billion times better, you know, still able to go blow for blow and use his intellect and just skills or battle IQ to help him last longer. Even to the point using his environment to his advantage. Before getting powered by Eon and stuff, he's still fighting Super Skrulls, using his battle IQ skill to whatever strength he does lack against a Super Skrull, still doing well. Let the evolution continue. Evolutions. He ends up getting this thing one could call cosmic awareness. His senses are a lot better. Makes it nearly impossible to ambush. This is what happens when you get involved with beings like Eon. If you're pretending to be somebody else, being an imposter, he can tell who you are. He can sense the density of molecules now, find the precise spot, can even sense the changes within his own body, helps him instantly become a master pilot. He does have trouble with things in other dimensions though. He's actually more of a threat of a fighter now because his cosmic awareness allows him to keep track of all these assailants, to anticipate their every move, avoid their clumsy attacks, and dispatch them from this plane of consciousness. I mean, he's already one of those powerhouse tier people that can fight because there was a point where he couldn't rely on brute strength because he wasn't all that overpowered at the very beginning of his life. Then adding all that experience and skills when he actually is a powerhouse physically and his cosmic awareness, scary. If we're talking about strength, beings like Thanos always kicking our favorite powerhouse's cheeks. Despite this, he's still able to move his wrist together when a shield by Thanos, holding him in place. For some reason, it's hard to comprehend for some people to think that you can use your flight speed in combat if he wishes to. But in this occasion, he just flies in there. Y'all just get taken out easy. Implied, some of the beings that Captain Marvel fights is in the Thor ranges, who's like at the top of the food chain when it comes to powerhouses in Marvel. And these are the beings he has to scuffle with. Stated if he concentrates, he can move at velocities like 7 miles per second, which is 25,000 miles per hour. Even being able to move after being rapidly aged by Thanos, showing that willpower, getting blasted by beings like Nitro, and battling these type of beings. Beings that give Iron Man a run for the money, thanks to his cosmic awareness, fighting skills, battle IQ, and all that stuff put together with his super strength, is able to take on these Saiyan beings. At the same time, thanks to part of it being his cosmic awareness. Being the speed of light in Marvel isn't really a big deal. While it is true, I wouldn't necessarily say he's equal to a top tier being like Thanos. The fact that he's still fighting him is pretty impressive on his own, even though he got handled. Even if he decides to use his fighting speed in the heat of battle against Thanos, able to get some good licks in here and there, but Thanos, yet again, is too much. Then we're talking about his final upgrade, which would technically put him way faster than the speed of light, strength, speed, and etc. He even states how he's gotten stronger. Showed this already, but I'm showing it again. His muscles and everything got for sure upgraded. The female Captain Marvel is known for energy absorption or blast power energy projection. Thanks to his latest power up, he's kind of like this now, and can freely swap between his different forms. Like, yeah, he had a little Rick Jones form. Don't ask. He can technically fuse with beings when he wants to. Like, this is pretty much the occasion with Rick Jones, infusing his life force with this being, basically becoming that being, one could say. If you're energy projector, don't fight him. He can absorb your energy like this, along with photon energy projection. Here in this occasion with Johnny Storm, he can magnify his punches with energy around his fist. Photon powered punch. Yeah, he still has the Nega-Bands, by the way. He can still use them to siphon the sun's photon energy, focus that energy into being revitalized. He can revitalize himself like this when he's technically drained. Not only can he revitalize himself, but he can also, thanks to him putting his hands together like this by using the Nega-Bands to siphon energy from the sun to revitalize himself, he can no doubt do it to others as well. I feel that with a flood of solar energy, he can revitalize you. So basically, all them other stuff I showed you earlier in this video, his physical strength can do in this state, like breaking through this door, shatter the Kree Sentry's leg with his punching power. Big boulders like this should be easy for somebody in his range of power. Can catch metal biotubes like this and proceed to punch out of it and shatter it, punching power. Just because you got me trapped in ice don't mean he can't bust out with his strength. 3 foot thick Vandanium steel door. He's strong enough to move that aside because he's that strong. Just like Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, he has blast power, and that's evident. He's shown to be able to match beams with classic Drax, a being that has actually been shown on screen to be able to destroy an entire planet in collateral of his battles with Thanos, or tear out the core of a star. So it's clear writer intent. I don't see no reason on why he shouldn't be in the Star Ranges, considering that the female Captain Marvel can actually melt a hole in a star with normal blast power without even going in the binary state. If she can do this when it comes to power, I don't see why he can't do it. I mean, he did match blows with a being, or beams with a being like Drax that could rip a hole in a star or blast apart planets in his collateral. It just makes sense. There's nothing contradicting it either. They even go as far as say both combatants are nearly drained, letting you know he's really battling Drax the Destroyer in his overpowered days. To make matters worse with blast power, he's even staggered the Super Adaptoid. Stated here he can fly at near light speed. Not only did he dodge a laser because he's fast enough, but it literally stated he's faster than the Ray themselves, battling another Captain Marvel Photon Spectrum Monica type character that's definitely faster than the speed of light. In my video with Spectrum, she was matching the God of Speed Hermes and stuff like that, even calling Hermes slow. So it kind of makes sense for his combat speed. Yes, Monica does have fighting speed on top of her, like being able to travel at faster than the speed of light. It's proof that he can process while moving at speeds too, like because he was able to construct a giant wall at high speed, fast enough to fly to the other side of our sun, fast enough to intercept a blast from Ronan that was trying to hit Carol. While in the battle with this big guy, he dodged all this shrapnel. Freaking planes are slow to him. Able to fight Drax already showed that, but he's able to dodge his attacks in combat as well. Blast from Drax, he stays conscious, shows his power. What more do you need? Oh yeah, he can pick up stuff with his blast too, like on some telekinetic type stuff. He can make a photon energy trail and pull you along with it to follow him that way. He's not afraid of training people in the art of marksmanship because he does know how to fight. He can kind of bestow you with life if he decides to use his life force, if he wants to save the day. There are some people that have their doubts about power levels, especially when it comes to battle feat. Just because you fight a being that has a feat of them but destroying a planet, some are not convinced that he has the power to destroy a planet because we haven't seen him directly do it. But when you look at the context and you see how extended the fight is, especially between him and Drax, Captain Mar-Vell, it's clear writing intent. It's not just a baby scuffle. It's an actual pretty decently serious fight when you really look at the panels for panel directly. If the power levels between these two was this just drastically different, the battles would be more like how we see Moon Knight fight the Hulk, and it's like a very short scuffle. But this doesn't seem the case. It's very extended, and it's decently difficult, one could say, in this fight with Drax, right? Not to mention we got the fights with Ronan, somebody that's also a Star Plus level being. Now, in my Ronan video, you can see proof of that. Then you got these decently long fights with the Kree Sentry, something that's very powerful. I mean, what do you expect from a guy that's inside of a crashing ship and it explodes and he's okay after coming out of the ship after it exploded? We're not going to act like he didn't match a Nihilist, somebody that's like a seriously Thor Hulkish level being. Then you got the fact he did this to Thor. Captain Marvel has enough energy. When his energy was getting drained into the negative zone, he's the reason why a new sun was created, letting you know how much power reserves he actually has in him. So commonly he can do the standard stuff, destroy planets and stars. Easily that's a common thing for Marvel. He's probably way above this too. One can argue Galactic. When you get into the Thor feats and all that craziness that I have on the channel, it's faster than the speed of light, can fight faster than the speed of light. You respect him, you respect those doggone Nega-Bands. This dude got a lot of power-ups over the years. I'd say he's as strong as like a base Hulk, a base Thor, not current Thor and current Hulk. They kind of on some Allfather, Skyfather type stuff currently at the time of me making this video. Hulk in the battleship stuff and Thor getting the power of the full power of the Odin Force and stuff. Yeah, I'm not counting that stuff. Just their standard states. You know what I'm saying? Standard anger levels for Hulk, base standard levels for Thor, and etc. Not counting the God Blast. You know, stuff like that. Hey, I give this Captain Marvel respect for attempting to fight a Watcher who's a cosmic being type, All-Father-ish type of being. I mean, how many powerhouse tiers you can say pulled up on the Watcher one-on-one? Like, yeah, he couldn't win though, but yeah, he tried. But that's respect. But I also have to give a quick shout out to those that have taken the time to donate to the channel. Helps out a lot. Believe it or not, respect them.